Man, imagine recording a video and your lips being absolutely disgusting, so you have to record the entire video again. Welcome back to the corner of my room for another video. Today is an exciting video for a number of reasons, but the main one being that this camera was a gift from my lovely, beautiful, gorgeous girlfriend, Emma. Today's video is going to be really cool. It is on the Voigtlander, which is a name that you probably all are very familiar with. Viterit, DR. That's a name you might not be familiar Okay. That's a name you might not be familiar with because this isn't a very popular camera. There's some more popular Voigtlander cameras out there like the Bessa R or the Bessa A. I'm actually not too well versed on the whole Voigtlander scene. I know it's a very popular 35mm camera, a very good and well-known one. But yeah, this is my first ever Voigtlander and I wasn't expecting this camera at all. For anyone who knows me, or I think this applies to a lot of film photographers, that when you're getting gifts for Christmas, you say like, okay, photo books and film. Like that's all I ask for really, is just that kind of stuff, because it's not too technical or anything specific. Because we get all the other stuff ourselves. Everything's kind of very specific to us, and it's kind of like hard to buy gifts for a film photographer, because other than film and photo books is like, what do you get, right? You have to know what you're getting before you get it. So the last thing that may have peaked. The last thing you expect to get is a camera or like a lens or anything that's kind of specific to you. But when I was opening this, there also, if you don't care about this, I'll put a time code right here where you can skip to the actual review and the images, but this is just a little bit of backstory for anyone who cares. I got this on Christmas Day from my girlfriend, and I was opening the package and then I saw like that signature bubble wrap that this comes in, like the big bubble wrap where it's all shipped from. And I was like, what's going on? This doesn't make any sense. And I opened it up and I was like, what the hell? It's a camera. It was a really cool camera. And my first thought was, you know what, this would look really sick on my camera shelf here. It's actually right here. I don't know what I'm doing. This is the camera. Just to give some context, this camera right here, I don't know if it's in focus. So this is it. It's basically like the Woody of cameras, like, you know, those Woody cars with the wood paneling across them in like the 1970s and 80s. I think they were colloquially known as like Woodies. I forget the maker of them, but this is like the Woody of cars, and I just think it's so cool. Do some close-ups of it later on, but yeah, this is it. But I got it, and that's what I was thinking. It's going to be a nice little aesthetic piece. It's going to kind of like accent my other cameras well, because they're mostly like black and gray. But then I pulled it down, and I don't know if there's anything loaded in here. Yeah, there's nothing loaded. But I pulled it down, and it's kind of interesting how it fires. There's no shutter button on top. You've got the winder here, but the shutter's right here. So it's meant to be held like this. So you pull this down, you wind it. There you go. And you pull. There we go. See if you can get that again. Pull that and you go. So it's a rangefinder, so you don't really hear much. It's a leaf. I think it's a leaf shutter. I think that's why rangefinders are so quiet. Again, not too well versed on rangefinders, but that's the camera. And I thought, oh, okay, it kind of works. It doesn't. I think it has light meter in it, so you can get batteries for it to make it work. But it's like most of the Canon cameras or a lot of like mechanical film cameras. It just works on its own. So I thought, why don't I test it out? So I went on YouTube first to see if anyone else had done that, and there's a couple of videos. They've made different variations of this model, like the D or the R or the DT or something. Again, don't really know them too well, but I thought, why don't I go out and test it out and make a video about it? So that's exactly what I did. I threw in some Kodak Gold 200, and I just went out in Port Credit, which is where I live, and took some pictures. I was actually really happy with the images that I took that day, and I didn't know how they were going to turn out. But I initially filmed the first part of this video and was going to make a follow-up, but again, I looked disgusting, so I'm filming it again. But I took it out, and I'll just walk you through some of the images that actually turned out, which I was really surprised with. So let me grab my phone and actually look at the images so I can know what I'm doing. Okay, let's see what we're working with here. Here we go. Okay, yeah, so I started off the day with I probably didn't give this camera like its full advantage, because it's an older camera. It's not like the best lens. It's nothing like crazy. But if I were to use like a better film, like say Ektar or Portra, that has like a stronger grain structure and isn't like a cheaper film like Kodak Gold or Ultramax, might have got some better results. Not to say they're bad by any means, but just would have kind of helped it out a little bit. But I remember I started off the day in this parking lot near the Credit River, the lake or the river that's near the lake, which is on Lake Ontario. And I got this shot here, like this kind of close-up shot of these plants by like a garbage can, I think. And I kind of like it, like the contrasting colors there. It wasn't, again, nothing special, but yeah, it was kind of interesting. That's what I got. I turned around and I got this picture. There's always this old house here that's like super creepy. It's very haunted house-esque with like the cracked window. And again, they're nothing sharp. They're nothing crazy in terms of like sharpness and quality. There's like a bit of vignetting. Most of these were shot upwards of 5.6 or sorry, f5.6 or f8, and that's for good reason, which I'll show you in a bit. I'll actually show you right now, because this first image I want to test out, it goes down to f2.8, and I don't know if this was a lack, like in the rangefinder patch, which was very dim and small. It was hard to focus sometimes, and I think there's a bit of I forget what it's called again. It's either vertical or horizontal, like misalignment, I think. And one of the two are kind of taking place there, which didn't help. But this was at f2.8, so you can see there's some crazy kind of like swirling of the bokeh of the entire image. So I tried to focus in on this Heineken bottle, which I think would have turned out really cool, but it's really blurry. So I either missed focus or just wide open. It's super, super soft, which I think is the more likely option. And there's just some more photos of the haunted house kind of thing, which I actually kind of like. I got like the broken glass window here, and I did like another detail shot of like the vines on the side of the house, which this is probably one of my favorite shots. It's just kind of like a close-up. You got like the pink graffiti there and like the red vines kind of creeping through the house. Again, there's a lot of like color shifts and aberrations, but I wasn't looking for anything special. The fact that I got images out of this camera is mind-blowing. Like my girlfriend got me a camera which I forgot to mention is from 1962. On the bottom it says made in West Germany, which is a place that doesn't even exist anymore because of like the whole Berlin Wall. So I have a camera from a technically fictitious place now. Not fictitious, but like a place that doesn't exist. It's super cool. It's really interesting. It's a year before my mom was made, which is, my mom was born, my mom wasn't made. Another cool feature of it. But yeah, I'm really excited with these, or I'm really happy with them for the most part. There's some that I took at the lake, and you can definitely see the quality when you zoom in, and it probably has to do with having used that film, because it's not a super high quality film. You like, when you're using it in like Leicas or very sharp lenses, it's when you get the most out of it. But where a camera like this, where you're kind of working against it almost, it doesn't help. But yeah, for the most part, this one here, like this bench by the lake, is probably one of my favorites. My mom said it looked very creepy or eerie, which I sometimes love to have in my photos, which is another great one. They're more or less just kind of fun images that I took. This last one here, I'm a little disappointed on. There's two more. There's one of this boat that I saw, like there's like a red boat, which I just took like a static front shot of, and I want to get kind of like an interior shot. And the colors look great, like the image looks awesome, but I just missed focus. Like I spent like 5 minutes just trying to achieve focus on this image, because I want to get it on like the knobs and dials on like the front of the boat, and I hit what looks to be like the side there, like the edge where like the window meets the frame, and the image is actually relatively sharp. And I didn't shoot this at like f8. I think I shot it at f4, f5.6 to like try and get some separation. So I don't know, on like that first image, if I was just like with the bottles, I was just out of focus. I don't know. It was an interesting camera to use, so that may be the whole thing. But this last few set of images was really cool, and I don't know if I missed focus, because I was shooting at f4, which is like one stop above f2.8, when f2.8 was like super blurry, and I was almost certain I nailed focus on those bottles. So it might just be the quality of the lens just kind of dropping off there, or I may have missed focus, but the whole image looks blurry and I can't find a sharp point in the image anywhere. So I think it was the lens, but the colors that came out on these, I just ran them through Negative Lab Pro. Like I didn't really do too much processing on these. I scanned them myself, put them through Negative Lab Pro. And this is kind of like what I got out of them, just to look at some minor edits here and there, if anything. But this car, I think I deleted 2 of them. I'll throw the other ones up because the color shifts were kind of rough, but there's 2 in here that I really like because I love the yellow door on the kind of like the shed there that complements with the car, because the shed itself is like this yellowy cream color, as is the car. It's beautiful. I have to go back and shoot this car again. It's so nice. And there's another one there, but the colors on it, like you can see the potential in the image. And if I shot it at like f8 or f11, I think I would have gotten much sharper and it would have been able to focus easier, because it's either focus or just lens fall off. I can't really tell, but that's probably one of my favorite images on the day. So overall, I think it was a really fun camera. And these cameras like these are really great because I have like a Pentax and my Canon, and the images are sharp and great and the colors are awesome. But I think film photography is a lot about limitations, and using film cameras already gives you a limitation from digital, but then using these older film cameras where you have only a limited number of settings, you can't focus as well maybe, and you really have to focus in on every shot and work with what you've got, I think really helps the process and makes you a little bit more creative. So I highly recommend everyone pick up a camera like this that is kind of out of their comfort zone. Like, I'm not really used to rangefinders or working with something like this, but I had a really fun time using it. Like, not all the images were like mind-blowing and I didn't expect them to be, but they were better than I thought. Not all of them turned out. I probably lost anywhere from like 8 or 10 images due to like some sort of like film winding thing or missing a shot or double exposures. I don't know exactly what the problem was, but again, it's old. The fact that it works is crazy. So I recommend everyone try one and just kind of step outside of your comfort zone. Okay, that is it for this one. I had a really fun time shooting this, and if you got any questions about it, I'll try to answer what I can. I don't know too much about it. I like the fact that it's a Voigtlander is pretty cool to me. But yeah, any experience questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. Or if you have any comments of using something like this, that would be really cool. But yeah, that's it for this one. If you could leave a like, that would be really cool. And if you enjoyed the video, then let me know, share it. My Instagram will be linked down below. You can check out some of the images should be on there. I don't know which one I'm going to post, but I'll try and filter through some of them. And all my other work is on there too. So hit it up, let me know, come say hi, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.